Hi everyone, this is Tan for Artemis Oracle, doing the What You Need to Know reading. Oh goodness. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. Let me check this really quick. Okay, so I'm just checking my messages. But I want to do a reading, just like a collective what you need to know. We can see what comes out. It could be for whenever you come across this. A lot of distractions. So I don't know if any of you are experiencing distractions on your part right now. But okay, I'm gonna lower this. But I wanted to check the volume too to make sure everything is good. I hope everybody's having a great day. Happy Tuesday. We're almost Wednesday. Here in the US at least. The snow has stopped. I'm supposed to go. I don't think, well, actually I'm remote tomorrow, so I don't have to go to in the office tomorrow. But basically everybody else is. Let me find out. Just gotta make sure the audio is working. Let me find out. Perfect. All right. So yeah, I hope everybody is doing well. I have to ask that. I have to say that because I do care. And let me see. Oh wait. Wow, I'm getting this text. Wow. Okay. Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I hope you're all doing well and having a great day so far. I'm getting hot in this world, but I cannot take it off because I don't want to be in my tank top. Like I said, I'm gonna do a what you need to know reading. It's for the collective. Some of you who have already joined me in my live yesterday, though it's not published for everybody to see, you already knew I planned this. I also explained that I don't do personal readings when I'm home because I prefer to do them when I'm in the office and I'm in an open space and it's not my sanctuary. So, I saw the clinging card. It's funny because I was watching a show, one of my live chat friends recommended Debs, and in the first, well, I don't want to spoil it, but just that card reminded me of it, one of the scenes. Hi everyone. Let's see what comes out. What do you need to know at this time? I have these Revealing the Truth Oracle deck, the Love Oracle deck. I have my Any Means Necessary deck. This is like a shadow deck. It's not the prettiest. It's very harsh in a way, but I just pulled the Pope Tarot out as well. So I'll see what comes out, and then we'll just clarify with tarot cards. I also like to use What's the Gossip deck just to try to get some more information. Even it kind of makes the reading more personal with them, So I just pulled out the What's the Gossip deck. We could start off with these. They're a good start, I think, to use. Whoever liked the video or liked the live, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Okay. What does the collective need to know at this time? Well, I'm over here looking, so at this little figuring, and it says Jesus loves you. So if anybody needed that confirmation, I'm going to give that to you because I just happened to look at it right now. So Jesus loves you. I don't know. Somebody needed to hear that. But let's see. Okay, collective. Okay, one card came out. Hustle mode, grinding hard, ambitious drive, determined effort, sleep can wait. Okay, some of you may be sacrificing sleep because you have a goal in mind. But I would say don't feel like you have to rush. Don't feel like you have to rush. Your ambition, the goal that you see for yourself is going to happen, but you want it to the growth to be progressive and steady, not something that happens very quickly and then collapses. So if there's something that you're working on where you have to pay a lot of attention to detail or pay attention to detail, this is where it's important for you to take your time and not rush it, because I just honed in on the clock, and time is precious, but don't feel like you're running when you're going against the clock. Don't feel like you have to rush yourself. Also, unbothered, peace despite chaos, calm attitude, detachment for negativity, not my drama. So some of you may be in this energy, or it's something that spirit is advising for you to be in this energy where there may be shit, drama, things popping off around you. Don't let it bother you. Remain unbothered. Remain focused, especially if you are working on something that especially if it has a deadline. I would say, even if you do have a deadline, there's a way to still meet the deadline without sacrificing quality. Don't allow yourself to get distracted, because before I started, I was getting a lot of messages, but also I was getting you hear a lot of noise outside. I had to open the window because I'm hot in this robe. And you can take hot in any way you want to refer to it. I'm being silly right now. Let's see what else you need to know. Okay, spill tea. I'm drinking tea right now. Hopefully this isn't a premonition. Spill tea. Secrets exposed, gossip spreading, leaked information. Oops, it's out. Okay. Yeah, something may be coming out. If you put all of these cards together, hustle mode, unbothered, spill tea, there may be stuff coming out that may distract you from whatever you're doing. Maybe even something about you that is supposed to cause you to react in some way. It's supposed to get you off track. So if anything like that is coming out, I would say use your own discretion when addressing something. If it's involving you, if you have to set the record straight, then do that. But if it has to do with anybody else, it's best to stay out of it. Remain focused. I mean, you can enjoy, the stuff that you're hearing, but you don't have to engage in it. She's like drinking her coffee or tea, and these two people are having an argument, but she's like acting like she's minding her own business, But some of us, we could be very much focused on what we're doing, but we can hear what's going on in the background. So it could be that too. What else? Oh, I got a chunk of cards. Okay, it's Clout Chaser. Speak up, self-care, something. Yeah, I was talking about if somebody says something about you, then definitely you have to speak up. Speak up for yourself, But with the Clout Chaser, doing anything for attention, fame, hungry, desperate for followers, anything for like. Some of you may be having that type of, that may be what's going on around you. Someone who is trying to get attention, probably trying to get your attention, trying to throw you off track. But it's like I said, if it's something time sensitive that you have to remain focused, don't allow anybody to distract you. But definitely, yeah, because also distractions can also interrupt how you work, your workflow. So, and if you need to speak up, if say someone is, how some people, this happened to me. Sometimes you could have like a colleague, the one that comes up to your cubicle or comes up to your desk or goes to your office or goes to wherever you are, wherever you're working, and then they start talking shit, gossiping about people, and then they distract you from your work. So if you feel like if you have that type of person around you, you may be having to, especially if you haven't spoken up before, you're being advised to speak up now. If you have to, be like, listen, Susan, I don't have time for this right now. I have to do this and this by this deadline, and I need to focus. When I have time, and if you care to speak to Susan or whoever it is, and your name might be Susan, sorry, so maybe this is advice for Susan, but that name just popped up in my mind. You just let her know, I'll talk to you later, but right now I gotta focus on what I'm doing. And also some people, they like to they the gossip people, the gossipers, the tea spillers, that gives them attention because people tend to go to them if they want the scoop. They want to know what's going on, if they heard anything, and that's what gives them that recognition. But it's like that toxic type of recognition. But we also have self-care Sunday, prioritizing rest, recharge emotionally, pampering yourself, me time matters. Like I mentioned earlier with the hustle mode, don't feel like you have to. Of course, deadlines. I understand deadlines. I have many deadlines. I completely understand the importance of meeting deadlines, especially when you're doing things that require attention to detail, focus, and not being distracted, like I mentioned. But you also have to make sure that you're taking time to take care of yourself. If you have to take a break, allow yourself to have that break. Allow yourself to give yourself that moment, whether it's having a cup of coffee, taking a walk around wherever you work, if you can do that, stepping outside, whatever it is. Do whatever you can. Self-care doesn't mean putting on a mask and slapping on some cucumbers, It's about, or having a bubble bath. It's about you taking a moment just for yourself where you can decompress, where you can breathe, where you could unload, remove some of that pressure. Maybe you are going to look for Susan because you do need a little bit of a distraction, but as a break, not to distract you from your work, but just to distract you from, give you a break from what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. And then another one, payday. Financial rewards, money rolling in, celebration of success, check cashed. I'm putting it over here like you can see it. So, in the U.S., we're having tax season. A lot of people are going to get their deposits. But some of you may be getting unexpected money. This is like obvious, duh. If you're working, you're going to get a check. You're going to cash it or you're going to deposit it, right? If you're doing your taxes and you get a refund, that's going to happen. So let's be realistic. But like for me, this is more like unexpected money, Maybe something like, say you play the lotto. People could do what they want to do, but that's your choice, Play it. Maybe somebody gives you a scratch off, or you play the bingo or something. You win some money. It could be something like that can happen unexpectedly. Please remember these messages may not resonate with everybody, so please take the ones that do and discard the rest, or you could just stay for the tea. See what else comes out. Okay, I'm gonna leave the cards here because what I like to do, if you're not familiar with the way I read, I like to have a bunch of oracle cards, and then when I finally get to tarot, we connect it all and we get different messages. I found that I like reading in that way. I don't do tarot spreads because I don't have much practice with it, but I don't really like having a card just for one specific reason, unless I have a question, but like, why is this asshole calling me? That type of question. Why is this witch texting me? Okay, let's go to the revealing the truth instead. So once again, my name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I hope you're all doing well. You're having a great day. And if not, I hope that I'm able to help you in some way, give you some answers, some insight, or just some entertainment. But my ultimate goal is to help people. And if you would like to see more from me, please consider subscribing. If you want to be able to chat with me too, that's also an option. But that's only if you like my vibe. I wouldn't ask you to do something I wouldn't do. Okay, what truth does the collective need to know at this time? Okay, we had the hustle mode card. We got work coming out, labor, earning money, livelihood. Some of you may be getting, I don't know, like if you're in a union job and your contract has been ratified in some way and they're now going to change the salaries, like the contractual salaries or pay rates. Some of you may be getting a notice about that happening. And they may even give you an idea of how much money you can expect to get in return. That popped up in my mind. That might resonate with some of you. Okay. Some of you may simply just be focused on your on working because you're trying to get that money. What do you call it? You try to secure the bag. Okay, another one. Sorry. The eternal apology, eternal regret. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Run away, get away, keep away, give up. Addiction, drug, alcohol, obsession, and toxic attachments. This is interesting. The card that really throws me off is the addiction card. But obsession and toxic attachments. I don't know if some of you have left the job because some of you may have had I want to say a toxic attachment to someone at work. Maybe like you were, dealing with someone at work. But not everybody does that. Well, another thing that came to mind is like some of you may have been dealing with someone who has been having issues with addiction. I don't know what kind of addiction it is, and it could be with substances itself, and hopefully that person does get the help that they need to overcome it, to recover from that. But we know that's a lifelong process. That's something that you have to continue working on throughout your lifetime, because of. But I feel like some of you may have moved away from someone because of their addiction, whatever it was. It could be addiction to prawn and to gambling. It could be someone who's a workaholic. But I feel like some of you, oh wow. Yeah, I feel like some of you are leaving a workplace because it's a toxic attachment. I mean, it's a toxic environment. Work, sorry, run away, addiction. I don't know, like sometimes when you have to do something that's difficult to do and you know that how it may impact other people, but you're like, damn, I'm sorry, but I have to go. I'm sorry, but I can't take this anymore. Sometimes not everybody's like that. I'll say that much. But some of you may be at this place where you're like, fuck this shit. Sorry, not sorry. I got to get away from this place. Because it isn't doing anything for me. But it could also be that some of you may have somebody around you that may be a recovering addict, or maybe an addict not in recovery. It could be someone that's obsessed with you, and that may be why you wanted to move away from them, because you either work with them, you don't feel safe. With the sorry card, another thing that came to mind was somebody's trying to work up the courage to apologize to you. This is someone that you've turned your back on because of addiction. Someone that, I don't know if, there's different types of addiction. Some of them are with substances, some with gambling, shopping, sex, being a workaholic, or just being toxic. This is like, we need more cards for this. When I looked up at the payday card, I saw sneaky link. So, What card is this? Because it went, oh my God, look at that. Affairs. Because sneaky link. Just so you know, I saw it. And hopeless romantic is underneath that. Ooh. Okay. What came to my mind is if you're in, I don't know. I don't really like doing third party stuff, but I don't know if some of you may have been dealing with someone. Well, I'll just put it this way because I don't want to be like saying you. Someone has been having a sneaky relationship with someone. May have been putting some affair at work. Someone may have been having an affair at work. Oh Lord, the trash card came out. Ew, and the card earlier was spilled tea. Okay, this is a side message. Some of you may be accused of having an affair with somebody at work. Because if you're like someone who's hardworking and you're someone who's like already trying to move up in your career, people may think that you may be like doing other things. Hi, I wouldn't know a scandal. Like that thought popped into my mind. I'm like, oh God. But the thing is, this shit happens. Hi, Alpha. Someone is maybe having an affair with somebody from their job, or they may be accused of that. Because I look at the spill the tea, the gossip deck, whatever the hell its name is. Spill the tea, speak up, unbothered, hustle mode. It's like somebody may be trying to discredit someone who is like very much focused on their work, but somebody is maybe accusing somebody of having an affair with somebody at work, like a boss or something like that. An authority figure, someone who makes these decisions about promotions, about pay and all that stuff. And it has to do with somebody getting more money. I mean, someone probably is having an affair with someone at work just to move up, and because we know that's possible too, but with this, it seems like somebody may be talking shit about somebody, and then the thing is, you have to speak up for yourself. That's part of self-care. You speaking up for yourself and your reputation, protecting yourself from someone who may be just talking and spreading rumors because they probably want to discredit you and try to take something that you want, because people do that. They try to sabotage people in that way. But I feel like somebody may be having something, because when I took out the trash, oh my God. Oh my God, the trash card. That way, really? Really, Alpha? Now, people they're like that sometimes. They're like, oh, you must be, like my son said, you must be a bootlicker or ass, or what he said? He's a bootlicker or ass, some shit. I don't know what he said. Sleep your way to the top. Yeah, that's called missionary, you know? This is weird. So someone may be having a work affair. Oh my God. I don't know where I'm getting this from. Sorry. Okay, maybe this is all separate too, because we got the wisdom card. But like for me, there's like contemplation, meditation, someone taking time to themselves and wanting to apologize. Maybe they've gained a better understanding of something that's happened in the past and want to apologize, take accountability for their own actions. This is prudence, foresight, transcendence, perception. They are. Oh my gosh. That card just flew out. Ascending. Look at that. Someone's wising up. When I see those cards together, wising up. Someone's wising up. Maybe someone really level up, promotion, progress. It could be tied to that too. But I want to know what this runaway card is. What is this runaway? I feel like someone's rising up. Wanting to apologize. I'm gonna to. Alright, like if you've been in situations where people, like we've all experienced this, when someone has fucked us over, and then for someone to come forward and apologize, take accountability for the actions, you know, and say exactly what they're sorry for, that is in some way admirable, because not everybody is able to admit when they're wrong or when they've done something wrong. People typically want to run away from their problems, you know. Hey Naima, they typically want to run away from problems. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah. Synchronization, resonance, music, emotion. But I feel like if you're running away from something, it's like it's no longer in sync. You know, you're no longer vibing with it. But what are you running away from? Some people want to run away for their emotions too. If we add this all up, maybe somebody wants to end an affair because there may be a sense of guilt that this person is having. An acknowledgement of their toxicity with addiction. Let me see what else comes out. Anything for runaway and synchronization? Oh my gosh. Anything collectively small? I hope you're all having a good day. Okay, no more for runaway and synchronization. Oh wow, that came out. For addiction, mortality, and uninvited guest. Ooh. You know, it makes sense though, because we're in the shadow period, or no, the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrogrades. I was gonna say retrogrades. I mean, that works, right? Retrogrades? Immortality and uninvited guests. Okay. Synchronization. That makes sense. Because, you know, when I'm thinking, like it says resonance, I think of like a energy, I think of sounds and how it resonates. But then if you think about our senses, we can sense things. So I don't know if in this situation someone's running away because they're already sensing that somebody is wanting to return. Someone wants to retry, restart something. This is like the Judgment card to me. It reminds me of Scorpio. I would say it's definitely a Scorpio song. I want to say that. A Scorpio card. So it seems like somebody maybe, I don't know, running away. You know what, that makes sense too? Someone running away. Some people can go into escapist behaviors, which can become addictive. But if somebody may be getting an unexpected visit, but it's like, I feel like some of you may be sensing this already. Maybe sensing someone wanting to come back. And it's, you know what's so funny too? Because I was thinking about one of my friends and I hadn't heard from them. Maybe since the week of, not last week, the week before. And I was thinking about them, and then they texted me today, and I was like, so maybe some of you may be starting to think of somebody out of the blue. If this person's already on your mind all the time, then that doesn't count, you know, because that's just you think, that's obsessive thinking. But if someone that you haven't spoken to for some time, and 10 days, I believe it was about 10 days if I counted. I think I did count it. It's 10 days. And then he popped up in my mind. He actually popped in my mind yesterday, but he texted me today. And it was funny. I was like, I was thinking about you. I hope everything's good, you know. But some of you may be sensing that. It could be through you getting some, it could be a dream. It could be a sense. You may start thinking about the person, or you If you've ever hugged this person, and I'm only saying this because I've experienced this myself. Sometimes if you've hugged somebody, like I know I do a specific thing when I hug somebody, and it's like I do like a little like this. So one of my friends, when I hugged them, they hugged me back, of course, because we're it was mutual, and they did the same thing to me. So like months later, I will start feeling like that sensation in the part that they touched me, you know? So I don't know, some of you may be feeling like those sensations too in certain parts that the person, not, we're not talking about genitals, we're talking about like in, you know, like if they touch your hand a certain way or those familiar touches, you might start to feel them. So that could be a sign to you, you know? Somebody may be reflecting on the past memories that they shared with you. This person may have been greedy, you know, greedy with your time, your energy, your money, maybe your sex, because, or they were just lazy too, because it says laziness. So there was some sort of break between you and this person, you know, with the cool down card coming out at the bottom. Hi, Marcia, how are you? You see, we have the cool down card collection. So somebody may be reflecting on them. Like I said, there may be somebody that's reflecting, and I think it's tied to this. They may be reflecting on the past memories, and then they're starting to gain a better understanding, wising up, like I said, because the wisdom ascending, and I think they may be realizing that they may have taken you for granted in some way. You know, it's that reflection because with cool down, that's talking about like there being a pause, a freeze, no communication or anything, no contact. But I feel like some of you may be sensing this, and I don't know if this person, you might want to run away from this person because of you just remembering the toxicity that they brought with them, or the fact that you knew that the relationship wasn't a healthy one for you. And you don't know if this person is going to come back with this toxic energy or tendencies. Hope. Hope. Wish, expect, desire. Like what this person wished for. Okay. Because I see underneath the sing, and this to me is like that sing like a canary. Like someone's gonna speak their truth. For some of you, it depends on the situation. This may be a sign to be optimistic for, like a confirmation for you, but it's depending on the situation. You know, it's from what I'm getting is this person also may be hoping to encounter you in some way, have a moment to speak to you, to clear the air. Addiction card. I think some of you will know, because if this is someone that you don't want to come back around, that you don't want to engage, then you already know to cut them off. Yes, some of them it may not be a good thing. You know, if you've already found peace for yourself, that's something you're gonna have to. It's like, is it worth the risk to possibly sacrifice any peace that you found for yourself if you allow this person back in, if you entertain them? You know, especially if they have their MO of how they do things. You know, but some of you may be having that hopeless romantic vibe, you know, or you may be a hopeless romantic. But it's like, don't allow yourself to get caught up in other things, you know, be wise. So, yes, someone could be sorry about something, but that doesn't mean you have to allow them back into your life, especially if it's something that you've already moved past, that you're no longer, if you no longer resonate with this person, or you no longer have feelings, and you've healed, you've done everything that you had to do, and you've already moved on. But that workplace affair thing, Somebody may be spreading gossip. Not for everybody, because not everybody does that. Not everybody does that. Oh, that's worse too. If you find out you were with somebody from work and then you find out they were with other people at work, oh my God, that might be coming out too. The fact that I even said that somebody is just a work hoe, you know? You rather run? You rather run. Okay. I'd run too. I'm trying to see what else. I have too many cards here. I have my shadow deck here. It's the Any Means Necessary. And at the bottom of the deck is the Ten of Wands. No singing. We see. Well, you know what's funny? Because I read Alpha's comment, and the song that came to my mind was, "If you wanna get out alive, oh, run for your life." So there, I sang Marcia. That song is from 3 Days Grace, I think. Yeah, 3 Days Grace. Is it? Pain without love, pain. I can't get enough pain, 'cause I like it rough. I think it's 3 Days Grace. Let me check. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, because they sing that song, Animal I've Become. Or that's their album, Animal I Have Become. I'm not the greatest singer though. Okay, so let's see what comes out. Oh my gosh. Why am I wearing this robe? Because I'm wearing a tank top, that's fine. I have so many cards here, but I want to see them. Because if you're familiar with the way I read, you know I like to connect the tarot cards to the oracle cards. And I get a bunch of different messages from it. I'm going to have to put it on my Artemis Oracle thing. Jeez, I don't have enough space. I should get like my little stand for the cards or something. Next time, then. I'd like to see all the cards. Thank you for being entertained by me rearranging the cards. I hope everybody's having a good day. Oh, I don't know how to do that. I don't think I can do that. Is 3 Days Grace. Alpha, can you write that for me? 3 Days Grace for Marcia, if you're still there. What is the collective incident of this way that I have some ways? I swear, when I look at that Unbothered card, it reminds me of me. Because I be hearing stuff at work. I've been like, Thank you. Hi. Okay, wow. 4 of Pentacles. Oh, Mr. Stingy came out. He only has how many dollars in his hands? $4. Oh, it's the 4 of Pentacles, right? Someone's holding back. Oh, because they're not seeing any growth or change or results in what they're doing with the 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is about reflecting on the investment you made and seeing the results, like sowing. What is it? Reaping what you sow. But this person, oh yeah, definitely, this is not good. Six of Wands in the reverse. This is not good. What is this referring to? Oh, this is definitely, it has to be like something with love. Because if you see the Mr. Cheap, I'm saying that because there's a man holding money, you know. It could be someone who's being stingy with their energy, but that's sometimes you have to do that. You have to protect yourself, you know. And anybody can resonate with that, you know. You know how important and valuable your energy is. Remember, that's our currency. It cannot go to waste. We have to spend it wisely, you know. And it's if we have to hold back, and whatever situation, you know, sometimes I keep to say this about work because this sometimes when you put in a lot of effort at work and you're not getting your just desserts, that can be demoralizing, and also it kind of makes you want to be a little bit petty and not put in as much effort as you usually would, you know. So some of that could be something that's happening because you're doing all the work but you're not getting the recognition, you're not getting the results, you're not getting the money, you're not getting your just desserts. But it's the same thing too. Like if somebody is holding back from another person, you know, like you see there's a masculine figure, but he may be holding back from the feminine figure. Might be because he doesn't feel like she's worth investing in, or because he probably already invested and he's seeing that there's nothing going to come out of the situation. Because the Six of Wands is about victory and success, but with that being in the reverse, that's like a loss. That's yeah, it's a loss. It's a failure. Okay, that card want to come out. Ace of Swords, yeah, someone again, they have an understanding of the truth. Things are very clear to them that they definitely need to hold back their energy, hold back their money too, you know, because some people may have, you know, I know the gold digger, you know, like I gave you all this and I gave you all that, but you're not giving me what I want. I don't, like I gave you more than I should have. You know, I should have, there should be, with everything that I've given you, I should have more. But this is the same thing with work, you know? It's the same thing with work. But it's like someone's feeling hasn't a better understanding. And that's where this sword is like cutting off, like, okay, cutting off the supply is what I want to say. Cutting off the supply. Same thing will work, you know. And it's funny because there's this reader, she touches on this topic where they work, and then you could be the type of person that gets your job done. You're someone who's reliable, who's knowledgeable, and a lot of people go to you for advice, for guidance. And you've probably, and somebody, it may not be you, it may be somebody else. It may resonate with someone else. And then you've always been like the wise counsel, you know? But then it's like you're not being treated fairly. You're not being recognized for your efforts. You're not being recognized for, maybe like the credit is being taken away from you. And other people are benefiting from your knowledge, benefiting from your guidance and assistance and your wisdom, but you're not getting the recognition. You're not being paid properly because of that. So some people may be choosing to cut that off, and that's what the reader was talking about. You know, being that type of person that everyone can rely on, but it's like reaching this point where you no longer want to be that person because it hasn't served you in some way. I hope that makes sense. Okay, strength. Oh yeah, this is gonna take some strength and courage to do, because if you're someone that people would consider reliable and dependable, and you have to refrain yourself from being this way, especially if this is who you are. This is Leo energy. Leos are generous, very generous and kind-hearted, you know, and I would like to think that everybody is like that too, but not everybody's like that, because, you know, sometimes when people disappoint you, 44, as I'm saying this on my end, people prove why you sometimes need to be cold, why you need to be ice cold. Oh wow, with the Knight of Swords. It's like you like anybody coming for you, you're cutting that shit off. You know, you're gonna be cutting off that energy. Like anybody coming for you to help you, like, oh, I'm pretty sure you can figure it out on your own. You know, you're getting paid the big bucks. You got the big title. You're my boss. You should know more than me. That type of thing. You know, this could be like the smart ass energy too. Someone being a smart ass. And the Page of Wands comes out because the Page of Wands is it's communication. So some of you may be communicating in a way that may be scandalous, as Alpha said earlier. You know, scandalous because that's not the way you usually communicate. You know, you may be being a bit more fiery in your communication. May come off as a little bit immature, but it's more icy. You know, and with the Strength card and the Page of Wands is fire sign energy, so it's definitely that. Like somebody is embodying that fire sign energy. Also the icy energy, and fire and air are the opposites of each other. You know, so I think somebody has become wise to a situation that they're dealing with, wherever. It could be with another person or it could be at work. And then you're deciding like, no, I have to pull back my energy, have to pull back my communication. I'm probably, excuse me, when you think of Page of Wands too, pages are learning. Pages are basically like children. So some children don't communicate as much as adults. But I know that's not true because kids can talk a lot. Kids talk a lot. I was going to say talk too much, but sometimes it may seem like that. But I feel like you may be more curt, more stern, or more succinct with the way you respond to people. You know, you may be, instead of giving lengthy explanations, you probably keep it brief and not elaborate as much. You know, make it short and curt. Curt communication. That's the word I was trying to say. I keep saying words to find out the word I really want to say. Just so you know, when I keep saying words, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm trying to say to you. Okay, what else? Oh, Lord. Disappointment. Sometimes they do. They can talk a lot. You know, when parents know. And mommy, and this happened, and then that, and then, oh, and then that, and this, and that. And then they don't even finish the thought or the sentence. Oh my God, it makes me think of that thing from that I saw on Instagram with the kid. He was like, I had a dream. And then he kept going off in different tangents. But Five of Cups, this is disappointment, sadness. I don't know what is this about. You know, it's funny that I'm putting it in this side. And wow, somebody is smoking weed outside. This is why I don't like having my window open. I'm a smoke-free household. The only thing I smoke is my incense or my candles. That's it. That's the only smoke in this house. Coming from the incense, and I don't smoke my incense. I know I said that, but I don't smoke it. That's the only source of smoke in my house. Oh, Five of Cups. It's funny that I put it over here because we do have the Hope card. Right? When someone's in a Five of Cups energy, they're usually are feeling hopeless. You know, they're looking at all the disappointment they've experienced, but they're not looking at what lies in the background. You know, the two cups that are still standing in the back. So I don't know if, this is going back to that addiction. I don't know if some of you may have been dealing with someone. Could have been an addictive relationship. A relationship where you kept coming back together and breaking apart and that type of thing. But if it's that kind of thing, it might be if you are coming back to someone, Um, I want to know if there's something that's worth revisiting, because I see the hope there. You can have that hope, but it's hard to be hopeful when you're only focused on your pain, the disappointment, the sadness. Tell me the Five of Cups. Ten of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. You know what it made me think? With Ten of Cups and Five of Cups, and I don't know if I read it like this before, but we each have our cups that we come to a relationship with, right? And if we're come together with somebody, they're bringing their 5 cups, like that whole 50-50 thing. But the 5 of Cups is your 50 or your 100, basically. And then they're bringing their 5 cups, and it makes the 10 of Cups. So this is a matter of like, is it possible for you and this person to work it out? It's not like that for everybody. I have to say that because some situations are hard to move past. Oh wow, I saw the 4 cups. 4 cups. Oh, the Lovers. Let's see if that comes out. What is it? What is that? Is this something to be helpful for? This is 5 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles. Remember I was talking about 5-5, and look, we got 5-5 with the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. Like, it's interesting, because we could come into relationships with our insecurities, our lack of mindset, past disappointments, past traumas, even things that made us feel like we were unworthy, or have left us feeling abandoned and out in the cold, or unwanted in some way, like feeling lost. So sometimes 2 souls come together, and then they're able to. So I don't know, this could be like a water sign energy with a earth sign energy, because 5 of Cups is Scorpio's card, basically. They say Scorpio's card, but I would say water sign. But it could be a Scorpio involved, and the 5 of Pentacles will be a Taurus card. Earth sign energy, doesn't have to be. Wow. It's funny, the earth sign energy has a child in her hands. But it's interesting too that there's somebody lurking in the back, behind her. You see a silhouette of a man behind her. Wow. I don't know, like this addiction could be a past energy that some of you may be overcoming. And addiction doesn't, like I said, it could be anything. It could be, toxic attachments. It could be substances. It could be behaviors or thoughts, patterns, mindsets. But I feel like some of you, this is so interesting, because I feel like this is like 2 people coming together. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because of this. With the encounter card, you see a man and a woman in this card, right? A masculine or feminine energy, right? And then you see there's a woman here, and in the background there's a silhouette of a man. So it's like, I feel like it's like 2 people coming together. I feel like if you've dealt with some toxic shit in the past, that you have something hopeful to look forward to. You're gonna meet somebody who's gonna be honest. Singers, like it says soul, sing praises and performance. I forgot it said that. And I said 2 souls. I feel like that's what it is. It's like 2 people are going to be coming together, and they're going to have their baggage, but somehow they're going to create something together. You know, they're gonna harmonize. Oh, I love that. With the song, the card, the sing card, they're gonna harmonize. These two people are gonna, these two energies, you can resonate with me in the either the water sign energy or the earth sign energy. You don't have to. It could just be that you're sad and disappointed, or you felt like you were abandoned and left out in the cold, and then you might be meeting somebody who shares the same sentiment, and then you come together and you create something. You create a life together. And it could happen, like it says, meet by chance, love at first sight, crush. You know? So this could be a past energy. This addiction card. Like you're moving past, like if you connect everything, you know, work affairs. Maybe somebody was having an affair with somebody at work and they want to apologize. You know, they may be coming back around and you may be sensing this, but you might be, depending on the situation, I don't know if I could forgive somebody for cheating on me. Honestly, just the thought of the man I'm love with another woman makes my skin crawl. I don't know about you. Ugh, I don't even want to envision that. The thought of that is like, it makes me want to break up. If I was in a relationship and I imagine my man with another woman, I just want, like, it's over. Like, that's how bad that image will be in my mind, right? But I feel like it's dependent on your situation. Like, can you forgive whatever it was that happened? And I have to be careful because we did see the spilled tea card show up. If you're just passing by, I don't know who's still here. My name is Tan. Artemis Oracle is my channel, and I read Oracle and Tarot cards. So I feel like there's just two people who have experienced a lot of disappointment, a lot of sadness, and have moved away from toxic patterns within themselves and even from with other people, and they're coming together and creating the Ten of Cups together. But I love the fact that, for me, as I don't know if anybody likes this part of the reading, because I do, because I was just talking about, like, we come with, like, I come with my 5 cups and another person comes with their 5 cups. We come together and then we could create, build something together, harmonize, you know. So 5 plus 5 is 10, you know. 1 is like unity, uniting. And then we see that encounter card too. It's like you're meeting somebody by chance, you know. It could be love at first sight. I don't know if I believe that. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day, Krishna. I like this because it's true. When we get into relationships, whatever pain we've had in the past that we're still healing from or we've healed from, it still becomes a part of how we show up in relationships. And when you meet somebody who's experienced similar things, similar situations, or similar, situations is the best word. There's that understanding, and then there's that patience that you have where you want to help each other heal. Yeah, you want to help each other heal, and then with that healing is what creates this this meaningful connection and bond. And then also allows for there to be, you know, this. Oh, I'm not answering questions. I'm not answering any questions. This is a general collective reading. I really like this. It's beautiful. It's funny how we could experience really ugly things in our lives, but then I think as long as we maintain a positive outlook, we're able to see that beauty still exists. It's just you have to be able to look for it. You know, like I mentioned, like it's easy to look for things to worry about. I think even the thumbnail for this is like, what's the best that can happen? You know, think about the best case scenario. I don't remember what it says, but it's like you kind of have to be like that. Especially if you want good things to happen. You want good things to come to you. So if all of this comes together, it's just a matter of like having the strength to overcome whatever addictions you have within yourself, and also maintaining an optimistic mindset or outlook about what can happen. You know, some people may be wanting to return, but depending on the situation, you know, if it's something that can be healed, that could be the other person with the Five of Pentacles or the Five of Cups that's coming together. Or it could just be someone completely brand new that you meet. You know, it depends. So someone may have cheated, someone may have been in an affair, or someone may not have, and they're just being accused of that. But if you've been in a situation where you feel like you have to hold back because your efforts have been unfruitful, then, you know, it's important to be clear and honest about the way you communicate and cut out anything that doesn't serve you. Even if that means speaking very curtly, responding curtly, not giving people the energy or not the ammunition, giving them the responses that they want from you, you know? But sometimes that's what, you know, sometimes we're only meant to help people heal, and then we've done our part. Because sometimes, honestly, I wouldn't want somebody to be with me because they feel obligated to. Especially if I was part of them healing, helping them change in some way. I felt like that was my job. But I don't want somebody to stay with me because they feel like they have to because I help them, you know? I won't want somebody to be with me because they want to be with me, because they love me. I think anybody would want that too. But I mean, there are some people that are like, well, I did this for you. You owe me that much, you know? And that's not a really good thing, because you're not only blocking them from being with somebody they're supposed to be with, but you're also blocking yourself for being with the person you're supposed to be with. Someone who may be way better than that person that you feel like owes you something, you know? And I think that's the most important thing too, because I like this with this sorry card. I don't know if you caught this earlier, Naima, with someone is like they reflecting, and I saw the collections card earlier. Yeah, collection, like somebody's reflecting on the memories and stuff, and they're wising up, maybe, and wanting to take accountability. But like for someone to do that, that takes bravery, that takes strength, you know? That's throwing away your ego, not letting your ego and pride stop you from admitting when you've done something wrong, you know? And not everybody is able to do that. And sometimes that takes time, but sometimes life keeps moving. You cannot, you know, we can't wait for people to want to change or finally admit to their, you know, whatever they've done wrong. You know, sometimes we have to keep moving. They may come around, but it might be too late. But that wouldn't be our problem, you know? Because if we already knew and it took them a long time for them to see it, then, you know, we did everything we could, right? So it's like, now it's your time. Now it's your time to meet somebody who is going to be able to connect with you, understand you, empathize with you, because they've gone through the same experience as you. And those experiences, they teach us how to be good partners, you know, not only to the people we're with, but also showing our partner what we need them to be for us, you know? That's why communication is so key. Like if this person comes around, like this past person, and if this is like one where the grievance is unforgivable, it's like some of you this person may come back and try to be flirty or whatever, but you might just cut them off. You know, you won't even give them an opportunity to finish their statement. You probably, if they were to contact, you know, via like a message or DM or whatever it could be, you probably will delete it. You know, it depends on the situation, you know. Okay, I think that's that with that. Because it doesn't make sense to give into something that isn't. It's like you keep watering a plant that's dead. It's dead. There's nothing you can do for it. You know, if it's already died, it has no sign of life, then it's like you have to take your energy and put it somewhere else. I feel like that's the best way to think of it too. Wow, I've been on for an hour. Wow. Oh my gosh. Look at the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom. It's like whatever decision you make, it's your decision to make. You know? Oh my God. I'm talking about decisions. Whatever decision you make is a decision. It's the right decision. You know, with the Judgment card showing up. Is this something worth resurrecting? Or is something that you let die? Oh my God. Look at the Lover's card at the split. Yeah, it's a choice. This is a choice. This is a choice, an important choice, a life-changing choice. One that shouldn't be taken lightly. One where you weigh all the evidence to make a final decision. I love this. This is nice. I like this. I mean, I don't like the negative parts, but you know, that's part of life. We have to accept that shitty things happen. You know? Let me see if I want to get advice cards. That's not where my advice cards are. No. We need like honest cards. You know, not like all of them are nice and sweet, you know? We need something that's going to be a little bit brutal and, you know, if necessary. I'm trying to find the cards. I have some. Oh, okay, this is perfect. For like the romance and romance angles. Romance angels. And then this could be for the love. This could be for the love reading. And then what should the other one be? I'm trying to find cards. You know what? Let's just stick with these. You know what? I want to use the Power Surrender cards again. I'll use those again. Okay. What advice do you have? What does the collective need to surrender or surrender to? What does the collective need to surrender or surrender to? That's a lot. Surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Surrender to silence. In quiet meditation or contemplation, let go and enter the stillness within. Silence can heal and replenish you. That reminds me of the Wisdom card. Where is that card at? Wisdom, where are you? Take time to meditate, contemplate. Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Surrender to receiving love and support. And then surrender your belief in scarcity. The universe is asking you to open to the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. So we did have the Five of Pentacles showing up, and that is the scarcity card. Even the Four of Swords is one too. Is someone, I mean the Four, why is the Four of Swords? That's the for the Wisdom card. That's more like a healing, but I don't think the Four of Swords came out, but that card came out in my mind. That's about healing. But see, the Five of Pentacles and then the Four of Pentacles. You know, sometimes you want to hold back because you fear being left out in the cold. You fear losing out. You fear making a mistake. That happens. You know, sometimes when you take a risk with someone, Wheel of Fortune, and sometimes it won't turn out in your favor, but you won't know until you try, right? But even if that you do try and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that there isn't more to be had. Like scarcity is just honestly, it's a fear tactic, you know. And at the bottom, surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Ooh, that's, I think, Naima, I think this deck is your deck. I think I did a reading for you on Sunday. No, I didn't do a reading for you on Sunday, but I think you said it resonated with you. I could be wrong. Well, so let's see the advice from romance angels. I'm so curious. If anybody who's watching, can you let me know what your signs are in the chat? Can you let me know what your signs are in the chat? Release your ex. The time has come for you to clear your energy. Okay, good. Yeah, so the first one we have is release your ex. I'm glad those cards are resonating with you, Naima. What else does the collective need to know? Ooh, I think that may be the only message. All right. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I feel like, all right. Because remember, release your ex. And I was telling you, like, sometimes you don't want to be with somebody who isn't the right person for you. And they feel obligated to you in some way. It's like if this person is an ex, and it's like it was a situation that, you know, is unforgivable, that you do not want to reconcile. Like the cards are saying, release your ex, then wedding. You know, it's like what I was saying about the Five of Pentacles, the Cups, and with the Ten of Cups. It's like it's like releasing the past, getting over, moving past, moving forward, and then possibly meeting somebody new. That encounter card, you know. And this is the thing, it's like when we holding on to someone, like they say, I don't know if anybody has read the book The Secret, and I'm only mentioning this because of the law of attraction. You know, we want something, we sometimes have to release something to create room for the new thing that we want, you know. So if you're wanting to bring a new person into your life, at least someone that aligns with whatever you're looking for, you have to release the person that isn't fulfilling your needs, you know, your relationship it's not the healthiest. It may be a toxic relationship, you know. It may be addictive karmic cycle relationship where you do like I call it the loop-de-loop. You do the same thing over and over again, you know. But it's like once you release your ex, it's like you're clearing the way for meeting the partner that you will marry. And it says the situation involves marriage. I want to look at the bottom of the deck. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bonds deepen. Didn't I talk about two people coming together and sharing their experience, and then it's like two souls coming to... That's basically what I was saying. Two souls coming together to create something beautiful. You know? I love that. I love that. I really like when the readings turn out like this. But there's always a lesson in the readings. And if you haven't seen the beginning, I would suggest you scroll back, or you wait for the live to end, and then you go back to the beginning, because there's a lot of stuff, weird stuff, but then it's like the way it turns out. It's like sometimes we got to go through shitty shit to get to the goody good, you know? Because there's a lesson in this for everyone in some way or another. It could be with work, it could be with love. So some of the messages may resonate and some don't. You know, not everybody is having a workplace affair, you know. You know, some people are, but not everybody. So, I don't know. I think that's it for this reading. I appreciate you all so much for joining me and spending your time with me, interacting with me. It's really good to see you, Naima. I thank you, Krishna, for joining. And Alpha, it's always a pleasure having you here too. So I'm gonna end the reading now, and I wish you all a wonderful day or evening ahead wherever you are, and sending you lots of love and light. Take care, everyone. Bye, Naima. Have a good day or evening. Bye, everyone.